Let's welcome in Luis Garcia. We will get into the game in more detail, Luis, but I want to know what you thought of that moment where Osasuna did have that disallowed goal.
Well, I think that we all saw that when Oroz was pushed, that hand that is the one make contact with Witze, he cannot do anything.
Well, I agree. The foul and the original push comes from Jose Maria Jimenez. Oroz is holding his position, Aymar Oroz, and he's there. Jimenez pushes him, and in pushing him, as he's trying to kind of react to the push by Jose Maria Jimenez, Oroz swings his arm back and then makes contact with Witze, but it comes initially from the push from Jose Maria Jimenez. And at that point, if I'm the referee, while I may have seen that contact, it's one of those where perhaps you want to go and take a look at it, because you will understand that the push comes from Jose Maria Jimenez. That then creates the swing of the arm by Aymar Oroz. And then that is where the contact comes to the face of Witzel. There's no question that there's contact from the arm of Oroz to the face of Witzel. But where does it come from? It's not generated and initiated by Aymar Oroz. It's by the push of Jose Maria Jimenez. I don't think it should have been a foul. I think the goal should have stood.
So they can feel very hard done by Osasuna in this clash.
Absolutely. Not just for that decision, for that decision and that disallowed goal, but over the course of 90 minutes, they were the better team. And if you're the better team, and while you give up the easy opening goal, you get yourself back in it, supposedly, you fancy them to go on and win at that point. And once that goal is disallowed, and then Atleti go up the other end of the park within minutes to make it 2-0 and effectively kill the tie off, you have every right to feel hard done by.
That's back-to-back wins then for Atleti, but we're still wondering who they are, Luis Garcia, because right now we've seen that 7-0 result over Rayo this season. We've seen that 3-0 loss to Valencia, the Derby delights against Real Madrid, and then this today, which definitely wasn't the easiest of games for them. Who are they?
That's the thing. Today I recognize Simeone's team from quite a long time. A team that is not bothered about trying to create something. He's just waiting to Osasuna to make a mistake, like we saw on the second goal. There are going to be spaces, they're going to come against us, and in the second half, when the things are open, then I'm going to use it. We've seen that, but that's not something that we want to see on Atletico Madrid. I think that this Atletico Madrid is better than all that. We saw a very good Atletico Madrid with an idea, with a plan, playing against Real Madrid. Yeah, it's true that they organized very well, but that intention of going forward, I think it was the key.
See, my issue with Atletico Madrid, and something that we talked about at halftime, is they were in control of the game. 20 minutes in, 25 minutes in, Osasuna is not even touching the ball. They don't look like a threat. They don't look like they're going to create anything. You're in control. You score the goal, and then you forfeit that control by getting not only deeper than deep. It's not like you were absorbing pressure and looking for the counter. It looked at the end of the first half as if Atletico Madrid said, you know what, fine, we're going to sit here 30 yards away from our goal, and then we're going to give you the ball. And Osasuna, that hadn't touched the ball, that hadn't been in control of the game, now all of a sudden, just because you give them all that space, you forfeited all that space, now they start pushing the lines forward, swinging balls into the box, and he makes it far more stressful than it needs to be. If you were in control and you have the talent to maintain that control, to have possession of the ball, to take the ball into the attacking half, why don't you do that? We're not talking about playing against Real Madrid here. We're not talking about playing against Barcelona here. We're talking about Osasuna, a team that you're far more talented than the group of players that's on the field. So continue to have that proactive mindset, that ability to take the ball into the attacking half. But when they renounce to that and forfeit control, and I know it may be an Atletico Madrid thing, and I know it may be a Simeone thing, but they got in trouble in this game because they made that choice, not because of Osasuna were overwhelmingly better than they were in the second half. It was simply Atletico Madrid saying, fine, you have the ball, we'll wait for you here. I don't think long-term this is something that is sustainable.
There's been excitement about them after that derby win because of the way it happened and the manner. When we're talking about spirit and intensity coming from Atleti, Diego Simeone himself saying that he'd seen that. So the talk was, are they in the title race this year? Do you see them as challengers to the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona?
I see them as challengers only because we're still not quite sure how good either Barcelona or Real Madrid are. And my issue with Atletico Madrid, and to build on Ali's point, is it's an incredibly talented dressing room. Simeone has the pick of footballers to choose from who can play open, attacking, expansive football if that's what they decide to do, or as a matter of fact, when they decide to do it. But just too often, as Ali says, that they get themselves on top of game and the automatic response is to drop off, be negative, be pragmatic, if I want to phrase it nicely, when as a team they can offer so much more. That comes back to haunt you. We'll see exactly how much because, as I say, Real Madrid, a little bit stuttering. We know their issues since Benzema left and they weren't able to close the Mbappe deal. And we're still trying to figure out exactly how good this version of Barcelona actually are. But other than that, all the other things being equal, Atleti look like they have to settle for being third best again.